You got it?
I got it.
Perfect. Alright, so you can basically fast forward to the point right after you clear his forward. Because
I
pretty much
didn't.
standard up to there.
Yeah, I didn't understand his forward at all.
Yeah. It was a mistake. Like he just made a mistake. And you pretty much punished him, like you defended it perfectly. And then in Castage is when you started to make the mistakes. Alright. Alright.
Felt like a bit too many houses.
For you?
Yeah.
I'm seeing you drop a bunch. Generally, you want to keep it just like 5 pop space or like 10 pop space above what you have. Anything more is too much. But again, that's not really going to lose you the game though, so it's not a big deal. I like how you prioritize the walls though, that's pretty good. Like you did it in perfect timing. He did wheelbarrow way too early there.
Was he oust? No, not really.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about actually.
Well, you can do it maybe one pot earlier because it's cheaper. Not really.
Nah, it doesn't make too much sense. Alright, so you're about even in villas now, so he's got the 3. You have 3 more, but he has wheelbarrow, which is good for you because he's Chinese, so being even is actually fine.
Yeah.
So you're actually playing pretty well right now. Yeah, I don't remember you doing any damage to the scouts, so you're pretty much even until he decided to go forward for some reason. The 2-range transition was nice. Were you planning on going crossbow? I think you were, right? And then you
No, no,
switched to
no.
cavalry.
I think I wasn't. I think I wanted to go CA.
Okay, okay. And then you made some crossbow to defend the
After
forward.
I saw his mass
Yeah.
spearman and aggression, yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. So good, yeah, good decision there. And you did a good tower on the gold.
Yeah, I got a bit debated here by that one.
The outpost, yeah. Happens to me all the time. But one thing I want to mention as well, don't be afraid in this kind of situation to just pre-tower your gold. Because the only thing he can really tower is your gold. Anything else, like this the kind of late feudal, you don't really care about.
Well,
If he towers your farms, you move. Ah, you
yeah.
move them, no big
Okay.
deal. But the gold is really the important thing. So, but it worked out perfectly. You just did a counter tower, put archers inside, and that's fine. Okay, so this is when I want to start talking about it. So you started making a lot of spears right now.
I
I'm not
am?
really sure why. Yeah, so look at your barracks. I think either now or soon, you start making a bunch of spears, yeah. What were you thinking with the spears? Because it's not really that bad a decision, but it's just a weird one.
I thought he won't do much, and I want to move out with the crossbows. And if I move out with 8 crossbows, I could lose against the scouts. So
Okay,
I want to have them at my
okay.
early castle age.
Okay, that's actually fine. It's a fine decision because they ended up doing work. Like they cleared the scouts and you were safe. But I wanted to just make sure that you weren't planning on like adding pikemen or anything like that. Because I think you talk about adding pikemen early castle. So we're gonna see. Let's play it on and we'll see.
After I saw double stable, I thought about it. Yeah.
Right, yeah, and I'll explain to you why it's not a good idea to add pikemen right away. Okay, so 4 is getting cleared up. This is perfect. The spears actually do good work on the scouts. That's why I don't really mind it too much. And it's better to be safe than sorry, so that's fine. And you can fast forward to when he loses the forward now at this point. Okay. So I believe you make a couple knights to chase down his bills, which is pretty much perfect. Exactly what you should do. There you go.
Yeah, now I thought I won the game.
Yeah, so okay, let's pause here. Let's pause here. Alright, so let's think about what happened. So he went forward, he invested into a forward tower, and he's now minus 5 vills. So he's down 5 vills, you have map control to yourself again, and then this is when you start to play weird. So you have a big advantage, like it's very clear, and he's now he's panicking, he wants to defend. He's now switching, and you know he's got 2 stables, or I think you find out very soon. So at this point, you start to commit a little bit to spear. I think you continue making spears, and you keep making a CA, which is fine. But one thing I didn't like is that you tried to make too much army. And what you should have done was just focus on getting the stone for another TC, either by market or like mining the 50 stone, and getting up to 3 TC before you really make any commitment to army. So basically, a general rule is you never want to do a tech switch into pikemen when you're on 1 TC. It's never going to happen. The only thing you can do is add a monastery and make a couple monks, but never go into something like pikemen before you have 3 TC. It's too expensive and it doesn't do much.
Okay.
Yeah. So run the game a little bit more and let's see what you did with the army.
Okay, I also added spearmen because I knew, okay, I had +2 for free. So they're more efficient than generally, or normally.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I mean, spearmen just don't do too much in castles. Maybe a couple, but you added a little bit too much. And you talked about getting pikemen as well, which I didn't like.
I thought after I saw the double stable.
Okay, but yeah, like I said, it's not, I fall into that trap a lot of times as well. You want to counter it right away, but what that's doing is that it's just going to slow down your economy, your build-up. And all he has to do then, if he sees you make pikemen, is just run around. Notice how he's getting his town centers up. And so, like, even if you had pikemen here, he can just literally run around with his knights. So at this point, you still have the 5 build lead, but that's going to change really soon, as soon as he's gonna get the 2 TCs up and you're just gonna still be on 1 TC. I noticed that even your CA, even with a few spearmen, you're not doing anything. Like, what's your plan here? Are you trying to hit Vils, or are you trying to kill his army by going with the spears
Well,
and the CA?
I thought about pressuring the front, and then I saw him heavily committing. Well, he's going 2 stables +1/+2 bloodline knights.
Okay. But so that's fine. That's fine. But the thing is, if you make CA from 2 ranges, if you think about it this way, you can't really kill Vils because he's gonna just chase you around, and you can't kill his army because his army is stronger than yours.
Yeah.
So the strength of CA is that you can build them up slowly, and then eventually, once you get to 30, then you start one-shotting knights. But early game, you can just defend. So notice that you're attacking all the time, but you're not getting anything done. See what I mean?
Well, I'm keeping him at home and not losing anything at the moment.
You lost a few CA, which is kind of like it adds up, and also like I don't know, like keeping him at home is fine. That's one thing, that's fine. But I think it's coming at too much of a cost right now, which is you delaying your TCs and also you losing a few CA here or there. What you should have done this game is get a monastery right away, because you had forward golds. Get a monastery right away, get a couple monks out, and just defend at home with CA. You could even run out and then just run around. You make no spearmen and you save up for 3 TCs. You would have had a much better gameplay.
Okay.
See, now he's starting to catch up in Vils because you added TCs late, and his army's stronger because you actually wasted a few CA. So all you have to do is make a couple monks, defend at home, and build up CA slowly. And then eventually, once you get to 3 TC, then you can switch into pikes because you have the economy to support it. And then he would be completely screwed. So if you did exactly what I said right now, you would be at home 3 TCs right now, a bit of CA, a bit of monks, and then some pikes if you wanted. And he can't kill you. So I don't know, like, what do you think?
Well, I don't really know. I knew that my transition into TCs was very late.
Right.
But I never really had the resources to buy myself the TCs. I had open stone spots, which were pretty ugly, and had the defensive tower. So I was very limited on stone there.
But you got the stone eventually, so what changed?
Well, I had enough map control to go for the stone.
I think you bought it, no?
No.
Maybe I bought.
Even bought 100. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't make sense to start with army and then add TCs later. It makes more sense to start with TCs and then add army later. And like I said, you were always the one attacking. He never attacked you.
Yeah,
so
because I went for so much army.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think even if you didn't go for the spears, go for a defensive monastery, and I guarantee you, he will never be able to like run into you. I promise you.
Okay.
Yeah. I promise you, if you see him going for 2 stable knights, I've done it like countless times. You make a defensive monastery, get your 3 TCs up, and he's not gonna be able to kill you. He might get a couple Vils, which is fine, but like the knights should be able to, the monks should be able to, deter him away. Yeah, so I think a general rule then is to try and get your 3 TCs up before making any transition into units.
Okay.
Into different units. So stick with the 1 or 2 units, so you can add like a couple knights and CA if that's what you want to go for, that's fine. but don't transition into something completely different like pikes, which requires a whole different side of a tech tree to invest in, especially a defensive option like pikes. But other than that, the game, like, you defended properly in Feudal Age, you even expanded, tried to get relics, but you just did everything too slow because you didn't add TCs, and his build count starts to rise.
Okay.
So that's pretty much all I want to show you from this game. Like, I don't know, like, you played super well up until that early castle, and you just made a couple of decisions like that. So yeah, just maybe focus on more getting your TCs up before trying to push. And don't be afraid to sit at home with a couple monks and some CA. You won't be able to push me, trust me.
Okay.
Alright, so I got one more game. Let me just pull up the notes.
It just felt like his gold spots were so open as well that
Okay.
I just could do some damage there. At least that's what I felt.
Okay, but the thing is, okay, so what damage can you do? Like, how many vills do you think you can kill?
I thought I wasn't far away from finishing the game there.
Oh, okay. So you probably got a little bit overconfident.
Well,
Okay,
I think it was like early Castle Age, he had probably like 2 units and I had 10 or 12.
Okay.
I think
Right.
I wasn't far away from breaking him.
Okay, but here's the way I think of it. So let's say you do manage to get in there and you kill 5 vills, okay? So that's a 5 vil difference. What about if you just add a TC and you make 5 vills? Isn't that also a 5 vil difference?
Well,
You
I
see what I
thought,
mean?
yeah, I know. But I thought I was camping his hill, had Spearman, CA, Knight, and the game is over.
Okay, I see. I don't know, but it just seems like that's one way to do it, but it just feels like it's so much harder to do it that way, to end it with the army. It's much easier to just boom up and play for late game, trust me. Way easier. But it wasn't a bad idea, so it's not like you went for something completely stupid. It was a good thought, but it just that it was a bit miscalculated, especially because he had Chinese, he had a civ that it's like it's a much more strong economically, so
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't a bad idea, but I think it would have been much easier for you if you just, boom at home.
Okay. What's the second game you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
so it's Gamers MBL, and you were Malians and he was Magyars. And
Ah,
I think,
that
yeah,
camp game.
yeah. So he went. You remember he went Drush FC and you went for Man at Arms.
Yeah, well, I will find it.
Yeah, pull it up. But we'll see. And the reason I want to talk about this one is that you actually did pretty well versus MBL, which is arguably like a top Arabia player, top 3 even. So you did pretty well. Like you even had chances to win, but again, small mistakes. But it wasn't even that bad. Like you did pretty well this game.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Alright, so you can fast forward to about once you get your Man at Arms out, or once it's gonna be some start like the Drush fights and stuff. By the way, he did it. He took a super big risk going for Drush FC with his map, and I think you could have punished it a little bit harder. So look at his gold is super open. I believe he takes the back gold. I'm not sure though. Yeah, he takes the back gold. Alright, so first thing I want to point out is that at one point, you were actually, when he hits cast stage, you're actually surprised that he did a Drush FC. But what I want to say is that you should try to focus on reading the game a bit better than that. So if you see that yeah, like I know it sounds like I'm not like roasting you or anything. It just like if he's got no army for a while, you know he's a better player. You know something must be up because normally he's gonna attack you, right? So by reading the game, you see he only has one range and he's not attacking you. So that must mean he's gonna go for some sort of Drush FC, especially if you're up to feudal later. So try to read what your opponent's doing a bit better. Like you shouldn't have been surprised by it, honestly. And also your early game walling. So you're defending versus a Drush, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like you're defending versus 40 paladins the way you're walling. You know what I mean? Didn't think you need to wall that much. So just a quick wall near the berries was fine. But then the walls on the other side with the gold, you panicked a bit too much. Like you don't have to do that big walls right away.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, and like you can play the game, you're gonna even wall a bit more, for very little. And that just makes it so you're so super crammed in versus something that shouldn't do that much damage at all. Right. I like that you ignored him actually. I don't remember this, but you ignored him and you went aggressive with the man-at-arms. That's actually pretty smart. So you made use of the walling, which is nice. Okay.
And I saw him at an archer range and saw that
Right.
he wasn't on, or that he was now with 5 on gold. And I was
Okay.
pretty sure he was going archers with that scouting. But, well, I'm not sure how many farms I scouted.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so this is actually like MBL actually did a weird build order where he upped kind of early and stayed in the field a bit longer. So it's not really your fault for not noticing because it is kind of weird. But yeah, I guess the farm count could be an indicator. That's fine. Even still though, we'll see what we could have done better. So let's just play it on. And so far it's so good. So far nothing crazy happened. He went Drush, he went Man-at-Arms. I think you trade them off, which is fine. Go and yeah, generally you want to keep your scouts with the Men-at-Arms, but that's fine. Nothing crazy so far. And let's think here. So yeah, you go for the early fletching, but again, you don't attack him. Even though you should, like, your scout's being active, so you should know that he's not moving out. So I think you should actually prepare to move out. Oh,
Yeah.
you did actually. Yeah, that's nice.
And as I said, I was kind of sure he wasn't FCing.
Okay. Okay. Another thing in the indicator is the score. So look how the score is like 200 up for you.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so nice mix of skirms. That's actually pretty good. And so now he's up to castle. What you should do now is tower your gold. I believe you do that, which is nice. So again, so you did some pretty good moves this game as well. That's why I want to watch it. And good pressure right now, so keeping him at home. Even if you lose a few archers, it's actually fine versus FC to do that. And you just run around. Okay, so we can actually fast forward to castle age. You did a pretty decent defense here, I would say. Oh, nice. You even got some archers there.
Yeah.
Wasted a little bit of units, but not the end of the world.
Well, I was trading off, I felt.
Yeah, it was, yeah, exactly.
I was somewhat happy reaching Castle Age.
I would agree. Yeah, I would say it was winnable from Castle Age. All right. Okay, a couple of villas, but again, not a big deal. Tower the gold, which is perfect.
I'm 6 vills behind now.
Yeah. And again, wait, can you pause and check how many TCs he's on? Is he on 1 or is he on 2?
He's 3.
3. Okay, and this is exactly what I want to tell you. Is that notice that MBL didn't go crazy with the army. He didn't try to add a siege workshop. He just goes to the boom. He always does this, and you gain advantage by improving your position. And see, after he drops 3 TC, then he goes for the siege. And that's perfect example of what you should have done in the Kazakh game. Alright, so what you did well in Kazakh now is maintain really good presence. So you actually attack him from multiple areas and you keep like good vision around his base. This is really good. But the problem is I think you're a bit too slow with the boom. So generally against Josh FC, you can't really afford to just out-boom him, so you have to do a little bit more army yourself. So maybe even switch to knights and try to go maybe a forward siege. Especially if you did a tower, you need to be able to pressure him now.
Okay.
You can't try to catch up, you're already too far behind. Notice you're 15 vills behind and you have very little compensation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not even that you're playing bad, it's just that's just how the strategy goes.
Yeah,
If
that's
you give him
why
freedom,
I tried to play super greedy and added the force to see early.
oh
is
yeah,
actually
that wasn't too
before
bad.
him.
It almost helped you catch up actually. But the thing is that Magyars are stronger in Imp as well than Malians. Okay, and also yeah, a nice job picking up the relics with the monks. That's really good. So you make use of your map control very nicely here. Let me just see my notes here. Okay. Another thing is that you're a bit too late dropping the castles. At one point, you start mining stone, but you drop the castle very late. And the castle should come up a bit earlier, so pretty much just before you click Imp or halfway up to Imp. Notice he's getting his castle up a little bit earlier. That's just because he's further ahead though, that's fine. But your castle should try to secure a hill near your base a bit earlier. So if you check your base, you have quite a couple hills that you could take, but I don't think you end up taking them with a castle. And that could help you buy some time to come back from a game. And also in Imp, for some reason you have a little bit of trouble queuing units in early Imp or late castle. You're gonna see that you did a nice tech switch into camels, but it felt like your production was kind of slow, I have to say.
Okay.
And you're gonna see. So he's 25 vills up, and that's just because he went for the Drishofsy, obviously. But he did a really nice tech switch into Arbalest. That was really smart from him. He knows that you have to go for camels. Good walling of the map.
He knows that I don't have Bracer.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't even counter him with scrims. So you did the right thing. You went for camels, and then you switched into scrims when you saw the Arbalest. Again, this is not really a mistake. You're doing all the right moves at this point. But I will say, so now you make the heavy camel, but you don't actually produce too many. And then you make scrims, and then you don't make too many scrims either. So, I don't know, it just felt like really, really weird play.
Well, but it's not like I'm floating too many resources.
Yeah, no, but it's still, your production was very little. You're gonna see. And this is what I'm talking about with the castle securing the hill. So if you had a castle, you're floating 500 stone, all you need is a little bit, like 100 more stone, and then you drop a castle on the front, and you're kind of safe for a little bit. At least let him get the trebs out. Buys you like, I would say, a few minutes.
Okay.
Alright. So again, you can just play this on fast forward, and we'll see what happens. So again, his tech switch to Arbalest was very nice. And okay, look at the resources starting to pile up now. This is what I mean. It just felt like you had a lot of trouble queuing the resources. And if you switch to MBL's perspective, look at those resources. Yeah. So he's doing a much better job spending his resources than you are. Look at that. He's always on 0 and you're always floating quite a bit. So like I said, at first it was fine, but then as soon as you felt the pressure, you stopped making units for some reason. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. But again, that's not why you lost the game, but it's just something to note for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you think about this game? Like, you just tell me like your thoughts and stuff.
Yeah, I think being surprised that he went FC was really bad, not looking at the points. I think I look at points very rarely. I think the first time I look at the points is when I feel, okay, I could resign. Are the points close and it's worse to continue? That's kind of the first point where I look at the points, which is really bad probably.
Yeah. Viper always looks at the points, and a lot of other players, he's not the only one obviously, but there's a lot of things you could tell, but I think the main thing is just to tell when your opponent clicks up, for sure. One thing is that the minimap is next to the points, right?
Not really, no. My minimap is here, right? And points are here, yeah.
Right, okay. I have it on the side. I think it might be best on the side, but that's fine. So basically, just think about it that every time you look at your minimaps, glance at the points. So it's a bit further, but it's kind of do it in like one motion. So you look at the points, look at the minimap.
Okay.
And you should do that every like 30 seconds or so. Maybe the points every 1 minute, for example. It just takes 2 seconds. All you need to see is the scores flip, and then you know he's up. That's it. And then that changes your whole game.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, you can hop out of this one. There's also another game you played against Belgium, but I'm not going to really get into the recording most likely, but
From
you guys did it
yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday. You were in Magyars again. Okay, surprise, all these Magyar games. And he was, I'm tempted to say Chinese. But anyways, he went for Man-at-Arm Archers. You did the same with a few scrims, and it was perfectly fine. But then he went for a double stable switch, and then you were confused. You were like, should I do that? I'm not sure. And then you ended up dying right away.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So you can actually load it up if you want. We can go through it real quick. I believe it's the Magyars versus
I
Chinese.
completely changed my plan. I initially wanted to go for scouts. As you can see, I'm only sending 3 on wood.
Okay.
And then I saw his super open gold spots and wanted to open with Man-at-Arm aggression.
Okay.
And then scouted that he had 3 on gold. I kind of knew that he would go for archers. And changed plans again.
Okay, change plans into what?
Um, Let me see. Look at that. I'm scouting 3 on gold.
Yeah. So
And
I like that actually, that you adapted to the map. That's good. Okay, so 3 on gold.
Okay, and now I'm just yeah. That was just super dumb. I scouted that he was walled, and I still
Yeah.
went forward.
Okay.
I really
Did you?
the
Yeah.
moment I saw his scout at my villager, I knew this is going to be a horrible game.
Right. Even still, you still managed to do damage to the man at arms.
Yeah,
So, like I
but
said,
that
it
was
might have been a
him
mistake. Yeah,
effing
go on.
up, right? That wasn't really
Right.
my skill.
Okay, I see. But did you scout his man at arms going forward? I think you might have missed it actually.
No, I didn't see. I camped in front of here with my scout,
Okay.
right hand side, and he went to the left out at the left hand side.
Right.
So
But
I'm
you can probably
completely missed
assume
it.
he's gonna go man at arms.
Yeah, I knew that he went at least one militia and ungarrisoned him. Yeah, so
Okay. Yeah.
it's kind of
So
likely that it's man at arms. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe if you see him fully walled, you can stay at home if that's more your style. That's what I like to do as well. I like to trade the man at arms and play a bit more systematic. But even still, you got a few vills from him. You lost a bit yourself, but it was actually still okay. So you can fast forward now through the feudal age. Nothing crazy happens, but I think you might have messed up your macro. You had like 500 gold at one point. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, you actually get quite a bit of value from your men at arms.
Yeah, I
So
know
it's not
that.
like it's not like you had lost the game from it.
Yeah, I think I killed like 3 or 4 villagers.
I remember 4, and you even looked with the scout on the low HP villas, which is really nice.
And now I waited for the one to bug out with low HP as well.
Yeah, and you got
And I
it.
went for her. Yeah, so it was 4 kills, but I'm still 2 behind.
Yeah, but it's
Three
Chinese,
behind.
they get a 2 vil lead, so it's not really that big a deal. Yeah, maybe I had some idle TC through all that, which is normal.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, so you cleared up his man at arms, you're going for archers. That's actually, that's perfectly fine. So mix of archer and skirm. The only problem is you get up to some bad macro in late feudal, you have too much gold. And also, so with Magyars, you were debating on going knights or not, but here's the thing. Why would you go expo with Magyars and Castle Age? Like, what's the benefit of that?
None really.
Yeah, exactly. And if you think about it, going expo with Magyars is basically like going expo with Goth. It doesn't really make too much sense, unless you're planning to switch to Cav Archers. But even that comes in later. So what I would say is try to play to your Civ's strength. It's fine doing meta arm archers like in feudal age, but as soon as you hit the Castle Age, you want to really transition into what your Civ's good at. And for Magyars, that's just knights pretty much. So basically what I'm saying is that you definitely have to transition to double stable knights. And even what you could have done, since you know you're not going to play archers, is just go for one range skirmishers and just chill at home. Wall up and go for 2 stable knights.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really make much sense to invest into like archers and skirmishers with 2 ranges if you're going to switch to knights anyways. So if you're planning ahead, you make 1 range, you make skirms, you defend, wall up your base, which you did, which is really nice, and then just go for 2 stables. And that's kind of the way. Yeah, go on.
Like how walled he was. I kind of knew that double knights wouldn't really do too much. So I
Well,
felt
no,
it was more the campy hilly game.
double knights it's good for getting map control though. I value the map control, even if I'm just hitting walls. I think it's still good.
Okay.
Especially this kind of late feudal when you're staying feudal for a while. Notice he's clicking up 24 minutes. You're a bit further behind. Yeah, look, you have 500 gold now, for no reason, right? So that's a bit sloppy macro.
Yeah, that was mainly because I added way more skirms, right?
Yeah. And so if you just added one range skirms from the start, you would get up much faster at A, and B, you would pretty much invest way less into the archery ranges. And then you're able to transition smoothly into 2 stables. Which is what you want to do from the start.
Okay. Yeah, I'm simply a guy who doesn't really like double stable and castle age, but yeah, I think it's way stronger than it feels for me.
Yeah, I think you should like relook into it because you basically died instantly because you didn't have the double stable. You tried to go for a forward tower here, which wasn't bad, but he was just further ahead. And notice if you went for skirms and he went for crossbow, you could just go skirms and knights, and that's actually perfectly fine. You'll be pretty much safe. But since you went for the crossbow mixed skirm, as soon as the knights come in, I mean, there's just really not much you could do at this point. And you're still floating res. You have 500 of each resource, and you're dying with it. See what I mean?
Yeah,
So there must
but
be something wrong.
well, now obviously after I resign, right? Maybe
Yeah,
looked at it before I resigned.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that you have a lot of resources, but you can't even spend them because you don't have the military, the production. You know what I mean?
Well, now is the wrong time to judge that, right? After the game, but because I'm getting all the resources back from all the queued units.
Oh no, that's not what I mean. Like even before you resigned, you still had
Okay.
quite a few resources. So
Okay,
obviously not 700 food, but you still had like 300-400. And what I'm saying is that 2 stable knights would have helped you spend that a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Just resign with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, what I want to say from this game is basically you have to think ahead and think of your civ's civ's advantages, and you don't want to be playing something that you get no bonuses on because that's kind of productive.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for like the boring stuff, I guess, with the rec watching and stuff. So let's go play some games.
Okay.
I don't really have any. I have one build to teach you. The 1TC after going for men at arms. You go basically go crossbows and knights 1TC and you can kill really easily. But I think I'd rather just see you play some games for now and try to work
Okay.
on the stuff that we saw right now. So white court in game 3. I don't know if you want to play with you, but that would be a good one.
I can.
If you can let me spec, fantastic. I'll ask him.
Yeah. I ask him as well.
Perfect. See, he's usually a good sport with these kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like him.
Oh, okay. He's trying to increase his rating.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty. He isn't top 30 at the moment for Hidden Cup.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Okay,
But he
well,
won't make top 30 anyways, unless he gets like 150 points.
I know he needs to be like 2K3, I think, minimum, or no, 2K250 maybe.
Oof,
So yeah,
that
do
is
you want to play him
high.
unrated and we talk in between games, or
No, he will want. He will want to play rated.
oh no, sorry, you want to play him rated and then we talk in between games, or do you want to look for someone else?
Well, for now it's better to play someone else, right? But it's tricky to find one.
Yeah, I'm gonna look real quick for you and then see if we can find maybe Skoko.
Well, yeah. I can play him. Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
oh, maybe Daniel is down as well.
Oh, that would
Oh,
be
Daniel
good.
will play in a bit. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay.
So should I just play one rated against him and then I play against Daniel?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I'll watch the game and then we'll talk after it.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Daniel might be ready now, actually. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's ready now. So let's go.
Okay.
You can go host the room and he'll come.
Might play you later. Ah, no, I shouldn't promise that.
It's fine. If you say might, it's no problem.
Yeah, but still, like, I'm very sure that it will be like in like 6-7 hours earliest. So, kind of tricky for him.
Right. Let me up myself. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some water real quick and I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna just ready myself first so you guys can launch.
Yeah, it's not like 30 seconds aren't that important.
That's fine. I'm all about efficiency, Kappa.
Feels like it.
All right. Ready? And yeah, we're back.
Dadgum.
Yeah, Trash isn't a good strategy. I think it was so popular because of KOTD map. We had today Tunnelblick, Vegetax,
Hera coaching less than 3.
Askelat, and Mzulha HS. And thanks so much for all your support,
Yes.
guys.
Attack an enemy now.
And I think we can go, right? Koreans are third worst winning rate amongst all civilization 2+2 and 2K plus games. Yeah, they're great.
All right, I'm back.
No, good that we stayed efficient there.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, I feel very cold.
Oh. Good job playing a bunch of games this week, by the way. Like, your gameplay improved, like just like the clean, like how clean it is, way better.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like that was always what was so depressing to me as well. Like I kind of knew how bad my Dark Age was and how unclean I was with so many things, and
Right.
I knew, yeah, if I just played 30 to 50 games a week, I could get back to what I like know about the game, right?
Right.
And yeah, I feel like I'm only like 200 games away from that now.
Yeah, for sure. It literally shows from the start of the week to now, you already a lot of improvements. Alright, so let's take a look at the matchup now. In Dark Age is when you want to start thinking about these kind of things. Incas versus Huns. So what do you think are your strengths and what are his strengths?
Well, his strength is Kamayuks if he gets onto it, and Eagles. His strengths are early feudal age aggression if he gets onto Tower Man at Arm or something.
Okay.
My strengths are castle age mobility with CA and Knights.
Okay. And
Scouts.
okay, that's actually perfect assessment, pretty much. So basically, his strongest strategy is men-at-arms or men-at-arm tower. So what we have to make sure is that in Fuel Age, oh, he's stealing your boar. Yeah, you gotta go stop that. Yeah. Let's hold off on the talking for now.
It feels like slow speed somewhat.
Seems normal to me. Getting your boar in now, perfect. Try to block the villa if you can. If not, it's totally cool. That's fine. I would say go back on their deer though. Or try to look for his boar real quick. Do a circle, look for his boar. If not, go their deer. Best thing you can do about it. Nice.
Did he also steal sheep from me? I had 8, right?
I think you use all your sheep. Yeah, you have all your sheep.
No, yeah, but he stole one.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, he stole one. He stole one. Yeah, I didn't see where though. He stole one. Okay, so we're down some foods. We're gonna have to lure a couple deer, but basically, what you want to be doing is just opening men at arms, because that way, even if you go for men at arm forward, that you're still, you don't die. Because if you go scouts, you might just die right away. So versus Mezzo, you pretty much always have to go for the men at arms.
No. I will send 5 on.
Berries, yeah, I agree. And to adapt to this lack of wood, we're gonna stay 1 lumber camp. We're not gonna do 2, and we're gonna lure deer, pretty much. Alright, next fill 2 wood, and then the last fill we'll make a barracks. Cool. Yeah, next fill this barracks, and then click up, and then transition 2 villas from food onto gold when your sheep is done. So perfect, you're able to click up. Alright, good. Alright, so now we gotta go scout what he's doing. So we're scared of the forward. You can actually chase this eagle here, this is really low. There you go. Oh, nice try, nice try. I respect it. Alright, so you wanna transition now a couple more villas over to wood. You wanna have like 7 or 8. And yeah, so go see what he's up to now. Oh, you see his militia. That's okay, you just run back, that's not a big deal. We're gonna trade anyways. So I want you to scout to see if he's gonna do a rush fast castle now. And your villas are now idle. Okay, so trade with the militia, I would say.
Yeah, shouldn't I get 4 men at arms?
No, just trade. Don't do men at arms. Nice, good micro. Perfect micro there. Alright, so looks like he's gonna go for fast castle. Looks like he might want to go for fast castle. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Good range. Yeah, keep scouting him. Did you get your eco upgrade? You're still missing your wood upgrade. Farm we skip out on. That's fine.
So now I don't really know if I should go forward or not.
Well, okay, so he's up now.
Yeah, he's
so
rushing it so much, so it's never a fast castle.
yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's a fast castle here. Be up too early. But let's still keep an eye on the points, just in case.
Now I'm like, I would
Yeah, go on.
move two away from gold now. Weirdly enough.
Wait, do you want to go for skirmishers? Why not go archers?
Because I'm pretty sure he will mass guns first.
Ah, but where's his gold? We don't know. Where's his main gold? We need to. We can't assume. We need to find it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 4 on gold. I would say just do the standard mix of archer skirm and you'll be fine. Alright, you're gonna want to start seeing farms with the berry fields as well. Good walls, like pretty much walled perfectly. This is not walled though, just remember that. Get your blacksmith out and we'll get fletching. Alright, so he's got actually a terrible map, so we can really abuse this. Okay, you're seeing some army go here, perfect. Nice. Don't forget your production though, it's super important. Alright, and start transitioning more to gold. Take a couple of those off this wood line and make farms as well, you have way too much on wood. Take 2 of those off, make farms. Perfect. Alright. Check your idols when you have time. He's got fletching. I wouldn't fight till you have it. And you don't even have to fight. Just go on a hill and camp. Focus on your eco. Get the castle. Yeah, just back off there. No need to fight.
I think I need to get out, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. You should have ran even a bit earlier. Just camp the hill. There's really no reason to fight right now. Alright, and actually let's start preparing maybe a transition to some scouts to counter his scrims. Oh, you're making some scrims, that's fine, perfect. So yeah, well done. Nice. Like I said, just camp the hill, camp the hill.
It's 4
That's
against
scrims.
8 military.
Okay. Production. And we're about time right now. A bit late, but it's fine. Alright, put those last 2 archers, put them garrisoned inside your ranges, and we're gonna switch to knights. Perfect. Alright. So the reason we're doing this is because we see he's got scrims, and we see he's actually making some eagles. So he had some upgrades on the eagles as well, if I recall. And yeah, there you go. So he's showing you he's got upgrades on eagles. So doing 2 stable knights now, perfect in the back. Should be nice. Alright, click up when you can. Again, you actually don't have to do this thing, like the double layer, but what you could do is just, the one he's hitting, put a gate behind it. Exactly, yeah, perfect. And just keep doing that bit, pretty much.
Two stables is enough? With Hans,
Yeah, 2
for
stables.
sure, right?
Yeah, exactly. Bit too much gold. Maybe just take 1 off gold and make a farm. Get your horse collar, perfect. Also, farm around your mill now, not around your TC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Make
it's
sure.
looking good so far, though. You're in a pretty solid position. Just get your bloodlines and your armor.
I think I want gold upgrade first. Do you think
Yeah,
so?
exactly. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect.
Okay.
No worries.
With that much gold, I'd even pull another one.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Basically, we're gonna need enough gold to make a few knights and maybe drop a monastery and go for some relics or some healing. Alright, good stuff. And you can even start preparing your TCs at this point. 1 on gold, 1 on wood, so... Yeah. So open 2 TCs and then make a monastery as the next step. Not right away, but as soon as you can afford it. And then we'll add the 30 TC after the monastery. And now with these 2 knights, you're gonna want to pressure. He's still in feudal, it's your time. Alright, get your monastery.
I'm pressing it.
eight freaking wood. There you
Yeah, I'm queuing up now. I'm queuing up more.
go. Perfect. Okay, so we see crossbows from him. That's good. And oh, a lot of crossbows. Maybe back off for now. Good. Alright, so we're gonna stay on 2 TCs for a while. Yeah, good. Oh, nice situation. Good reaction. So just keep massing knights at your base and wait for him to make the moves. Okay. He's pretty much 1 TC though, because he invested into eagles and crossbows. Pull the vills back. Transition to this gold at the back when you have time. Alright, you can fight him now with the knights. You can fight him. And if he goes into a corner, you have the mega now. There you go. Get a nice shot now that you got this. Prepare. Wasn't bad. Could have been better.
I think we're dead.
Yeah, I think so as well. Alright, few things. Yeah, you can resign, Alright, let me resign as well, I want to see the map. Alright, so a few things. So, when he was pressuring with the archers, you sent 3 knights to raid, which is actually fine, but I would prefer you just defend those 3 knights, clear his army, and then move out after that. Like, play 1 step at a time. Don't try to do 2 at once. Like, don't try to attack him and also defend. It's much easier if you just defend right away.
Okay, my normal plan would have been double stable instant siege workshop before the TC. So I'm fine. I had 2, like in my case, I would have had 2 mangonels at home, but no extra TC.
No, I like the extra TC.
Okay.
I think the mangonel was a good time. If you just defended with all the knights, like if you defended with all the knights, he can't actually run in. So you just buy the time, get the mangonel, and then like that fight would have been perfect if you had an extra 3 knights. It would have been a perfect fight.
Okay.
Mangonel shots missed, but that's fine. Like usually the mangonel is just a distraction. And other than that, I mean he's on 2 TC. He's not that far ahead of you. He got upgrades on eagles. Not sure why, but he invested a little bit too much into that. So if you just defended that army, got up to your 3rd TC, you would have been in a good position, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think of something else. But okay, remember when I was telling you about the micro, like the 8 versus the 4 skirms? And you were like, oh, I win this fight. But the problem is that when you try to micro like that, you had idle ranges for about 1.5 minutes. That's what I
Okay.
mean, like, just camp the hill, make it easier for yourself. Okay, let's say you kill 1 skirm there. It doesn't really win you the game. I'd say focus on the bigger picture. It's much easier that way. Especially against a player that's on paper better than you. You don't want to outdo yourself. You don't want to try to do too much.
Okay.
Again, economy is pretty much the same. He had only a couple hundred more collected. All right. Again, this is him laming a board too, and some sheep. So we didn't get off to the best start. He had a really good advantage.
Yeah.
Half pound as well.
Yeah. I think we were pretty fine because no one went for men at arms, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the reason we didn't go into man at arms is because he didn't, and it would have just been a waste of resources.
Yeah. How did you know he didn't go for men at arms? Because he was so
he-
late?
He was still Dark Age, and it
Well,
felt more like a
we
drush.
fought
Yeah.
at when he was
Feudal, right?
Age. Yeah.
Yeah, but since he was at your base faster than the militia, that means that he did a drush build, not a man at arm build. That's the difference.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, the knight switch was nice. I think it could have worked out if you just defended first, or even maybe you're right. Add the siege workshop first to be safe.
Because it was so choky everywhere.
Yeah, the Mangonel might have been nice for
No
sure.
way he out micros 2 Mangonels.
All right, it wasn't a bad game though. It wasn't a bad game. Vikings versus Slavs. Yikes. Alright, so let's think of about the matchup real quick. I know Slavs are broken, but they have maybe a couple weaknesses that we can take advantage of.
Well, the weakness is before minute 12. They don't have a single bonus. But we can say kind of the same for Vikings, except some more HP on Man at Arms.
Right.
Normally with Vikings, you're trying to hit an early imp timing, making perfect use of your eco upgrades, and this is also the time where Slav shines, so pretty tricky.
Yeah. So yeah, basically we're gonna have to try to go for the fast imp, and his strategy is gonna be going for the extended castle with the scrims and the knights. So we're gonna see.
How's the boar blocking my woodline? I'm not sure if I've ever seen that before.
I guess you take him first. Deserves to die for it.
Actually,
Actually, no, take the one in the front.
the
Yeah, the
other one is still in the front to open, right?
for sure. Nice. Nice.
So is our map Drush FC material?
We can try it. We can try it. It's pretty much one of the only chances to win versus Slav, so I kind of like that idea. Basically, you're gonna want to wall this side fully, and then wall towards the TC on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go for it. Alright, so for the Drush, you're gonna need to find somewhere that you can hit. So a berries on a hill or woodline on a hill is your ideal targets. Oh, taking some damage there, nice. Nice land there. For a second, I thought you might take that guy to your TC. That looks like he's making a Brax of his own.
And he's
Yeah.
pretty walled. We might go for the same strat. Is that an option?
It could be, yeah. But I would like Vikings position at that point. Alright, yeah, so yeah, transition onto wood. Perfect. They have 7, that's good stuff.
Or how do we want to
No,
have
no,
what?
no. Don't wall. I'm gonna pause. Don't wall. I noticed this in a lot of your games actually.
Yeah.
You wall too far out. You
Yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah.
wall, yeah, just across, like as small as you can. So,
Okay.
yeah, wall across to the edge of the map. It's way better.
Okay, okay.
So, yeah, unpause when you're ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go for it. Yeah, there you go. Early loom. Not sure why.
One single villager there. I know that he lost some HP, but I think I would still would have
Oh,
lost it.
oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind. Cool. Nice, that's huge. Cool. Alright, that's enough on the wood line. Alright, and let's see what we can hit with the Drush.
Would be surprised if anything.
Okay, if he's gonna wall you out there. Alright. Oh, his militia got in. Run your militia back. We'll go clear up his Drush. And run your scout back even as well. So again, that's something you actually scouted, so should have avoided that a little bit better. Oh, yeah, lost the scout as well. Alright. Alright, seed a couple more farms and send a couple more villas over to gold.
Oh boy. Did I see
Oh,
villagers
feudal
pass?
lich. I didn't see any.
Something just passed there.
Might have been just a militia. Trade the militia right now. Yeah, you can chase a couple villas, not too many though. And yeah, just wall him in. There's still one palace out there that's not done. Cool. Yeah, I don't think I saw any bills, but he might be going for some feudal age aggression, which is fine.
There's the tower.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so I would say, yeah, get that defensive tower up, do those militia, and get your archery range on the front there as well.
You're helping a bit too much.
Okay, okay. That's actually the first time I touched, and I'm not touching anymore.
I think you might put some sheep in the other game.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's just like the player habits, man. Careful with the chasing, this is really not worth it. Okay, that tower is not doing very much, you're fine. You're a blacksmith. And you want to make a couple archers now, as soon as you can afford them. And click up. Cool. Oh, click up, click up.
No, building.
Oh yeah, true. Oops. Alright, position your archers close here so he's not able to get more towers up. Or he's gonna have trouble getting the towers up. That's fine. Nice, good garrison there. Do you have a gold somewhere else?
At the front.
Oh yeah, here. So maybe transition onto that one and put archers in this tower,
Yeah.
like
I'm
slowly
trying
to kill it. Yeah. Transition onto the gold in the front, very important. Nice.
Should I tower at the front there, or we didn't see anything from him?
I would say just for now, get a mining camp there with like a few villas.
Okay.
Keep making archers though, pretty important. Alright, you want to repair this tower though, because you don't want to lose it. It's pretty
Yeah.
important. With one vill, if you repair from the back, he's not going to be able to hit you. So yeah, you don't have to overreact, just one vill.
Okay, where do we want to see at the gold at the front, right?
Yeah, I'd probably do a TC there.
And I'd send the archers out now.
Yeah, that could be good. And you can actually hit that vill there. He's building another tower. You can reach it, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Good stuff. So that one tower is defending 3 towers, so we're in pretty good position right now. Nice. Nice. See if you can hit his gold. His gold's very exposed. He's got 2 golds there.
I think he will be completely walled, so I've even added another TC.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, 3 TCs before you even do anything crazy. Always a good plan. He's trying to get his tower up again. Nice. Oh, he's got some skirmishes.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. Alright, so now we're on 3 TCs and he's on 1, so we're gonna have a pretty significant vill advantage. Ooh, I don't know if I like that 4 TC. It's okay though, it's fine. Good stuff. Nice. Alright, keep moving up, and you're gonna need to consider. Well, keep making some archers. You might need to consider a monastery soon, because I assume he's gonna go knights behind this. And you want to work your way up to Bodkin Arrow as well. Now see, you made 4 TC, but you're not even able to keep them running. That's why I didn't really like it too much.
Okay.
Careful, you're losing your vill in the tower there. You're gonna want to micro that a little bit. Nice. We still have a really good position though. We're still up like, I would say 10, 12 vills. Alright, but now we're gonna need some defense. So I would say monastery should be nice. And maybe even town watch just to see what he's up to. Okay, he went for the botkin arrow. He might want to continue the trush actually. Nice. Okay, you see the knights coming in, so now you want to retreat from that tower and then use the monk to try to get some conversions. And use the crossbows to snipe off the skirms. Oh, you're missing horse collar as well, so get that when you can afford it.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So get your archers there ASAP.
How did
Oh
I
wow,
get
you
that
didn't.
conversion?
Yeah, it's so unlucky. I think that castle's gonna go up. There's nothing you can do about it. So
Yeah, I accepted
Yeah,
that as
start-
well.
yeah, start getting onto your stone. It's not that big a deal. And retreat from that forward position. Build back. So now your goal is to go up to Imperial Age, get a castle, and then trip it down. You're gonna defend until then, but you can actually get a nice little win before that. Drop a couple houses when you can. Nice. Careful that that monk is dead. Rip. You still have the Vil lead, you still have the eco lead. Just track his knights here and defend. I would even say add an extra range. Oh, a stable? I would like range. Oh no, yeah, stable's good. And get your Magna to defend that area as well. Yeah, you're gonna have to focus on the micro here, I think. Nice. You have enough for a castle, so maybe try looking for that. But
Well, kind of.
yeah, everything's kind of falling apart now.
Yeah, like losing the gold control there wasn't nice.
Yeah, it was really close actually up until this push, but we did a really nice job punishing or hitting your last gold basically. Oh, nice! You found an extra gold in the back though, so maybe there is some hope. Get a castle on that hill. Delete the stable and get a castle there. Build it with a bunch of vills because it needs to go up. This is a last hope defense.
Húsasmíðar.
Ja.
Lord.
Bestmatter.
Húsasmíðar.
Okay, yeah.
Bardaga.
Rek. Rek. Queen.
Autilagi.
One.
Autilagi. Autilagi. Ja.
I think it's over.
Húsasmíðar.
Yeah, I think so as well. Alright, we can call it. Alright. Alright, what do you think? Let's start with your thoughts and then we'll see what we could have done.
Yeah, 4cc didn't make any sense. Earlier
Yeah.
monastery is so much better. I think I should have kept one more villager on stone because I wanted to build more outposts to get more vision.
Yeah,
But and I had
that could've
exactly
been
0
nice.
stone.
Yeah. So again, maybe earlier town watch instead, like so let's say we're gonna assume we're gonna go 3TC. Earlier town watch would have been nice just to see what he's doing. So when you don't have map control, I like to get town watch just to see his moves coming in a little bit earlier. And other than that, it was actually a pretty solid defense up until the 4TC, because what the 4TC did is that you invested too much into economy, and then you had nothing to defend his push. If you didn't have the 4TC, you would have had much more resources available. You could have done the switch into knights or light cav, and you would have had more crossbows as well to defend.
Yeah.
So again, small things like that really put you in a bad position. And another thing, when you're getting pushed, like just spam your HC or whatever it is to make vills, and make vills on all your TCs. I notice when you get pushed, a lot of your production stops. And that makes it super hard to defend.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Also, market earlier would have been nice.
Yeah, for sure. Market always helps when you get pushed off gold and stuff, for sure. Other than that, like the tower defense, very nice. Like you went up to castle, you had a big lead, but 4TC slowed us down, and we just weren't able to push. But all that being said, you are still versus Slavs, so you know you're gonna be at a disadvantage in Castle Age.
Sick. I'm even 9 builds ahead in the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. All you have to do was hold. And I saw someone in the chat was saying that you had the castle in your face, and I was just saying, go imp, it's fine. But that is actually the right thing to do. Is you ignore the castle as much as you can, boom in the back, get your own castle, get to imp faster, and then trap it down. It's the only way to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, then I needed stone and needed gold for that, and needed the gold control at the front first.
Exactly. So the idea was to defend. So like he took the 2 golds of the castles and the towers. We can't do much about that. Now the idea is to defend the last gold of the castle, and then wait till imp, because the one secondary gold that you had control of, if you were able to defend it, that was enough to go to imp and clear up his base. All right, so let's go next game.
Ay.
It's fine. This is obviously a player that's like 2K3, a solid 2K3, and one of the better ones at that. I like Daniel.
I think I need to mute the chat.
Yeah, no worries. It's normal. When you lose, they hate. When you win, they praise. That's how it goes.
Really painful to read it.
Happens. Yeah, just focus on what I'm saying, and the 1400s in the chat are 1400 for a reason.
Yes.
អ្នកសាង
អ្នក
ស
សា
ង់
ងសង់
Khmer vs Britons, yikes.
បាទអ្នក
So, if you watched through my racks, I Shadow Rushed every single Khmer game I played so far.
You just all in archers? Okay, okay. And how'd that work out?
One, lost two.
Okay. I would say the Tati Rush is good versus scout civs, but versus archer civs, I'm not sure. Or man at arm civs.
អ្នកប្រ
If you want
Yeah,
to go
no,
for it
no.
and try it out, I don't mind.
No,
but...
no.
Okay, okay.
Makes no sense.
But yeah, we're gonna try and play scouts into skirms for this one.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Scouts into skirms.
Yeah.
អ្នកប្រមូល
So for Britons, there's two things. There's two possible strategies that are very popular. So Drush FC, obviously number one, if he has a good map. If he does that, we're kind of screwed, but we'll see what we can do. And the second thing would be man at arms into something. So man at arm archer, man at arm skirm, something like that.
ចា
He could do scouts, but if he does scouts, it's beneficial for us.
អ្នកកាប់
ពាក្យបញ្ជាចាអ្នកប្រមូល
បាទអ្នកប្រមាណ
ពាក្យបញ្ជាអ្នកប្រមូលអ្នកប្រមូល
ពាក្យបញ្ជីត្រៀមត្រង់អ្នកប្រមាណអេស៊ូសទេបាទត្រៀមត្រង់
អ្នកសាងសង់
ពាក្យបញ្ជីត្រៀមខ្ញុំនឹងត្រៀមបាទអ្នកប្រមាណអេខ្ញុំនឹងភ្លេងពីបាទអ្នកប្រមាណ
ចាស្ដីបញ្ជាសួស្ដីអូខេត្រូវអ្នកប្រមាណអ្នកប្រមាណ
អេស៊ូសទេអ្នកប្រមាណ
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់ប្រមូលអ្នកសាងសង់ប្រមូលអ្នកប្រមូលចាអ្នកប្រមាណអ្នកប្រមូល
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់
ចា
Alright, so what do you think of your map so far?
Very compact and ballable.
Yeah, looks pretty good. So it's actually like a saving grace. So the bad civ, but we have a decent map to work with.
អ្នកប្រមាណ
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់បាទអេភ្លេងអ្នកត្រៀមរួចរាល់ខ្ញុំនឹងទៅបាទ
ចា
អេស៊ូសទេអ្នកប្រមាណអ្នកប្រមាណត្រៀមត្រង់អ្នកកាប់
Alright, so
អ្នកប្រមាណ
អ្នកប្រមូល
what we should do is actually send one vill and wall that up nice and early. So take your sheep, wall there, and then wall to the edge of the map.
បញ្ជាអ្នកសាង
And then that way we won't have to focus on the front, and then we'll put our buildings there as well. So you can lure deer if you'd like, or you can go and scout him. Up to you.
Yeah, at this point, I better scout, right?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Get your sheep ready.
ភ្លេងអ្នកសាងសង់
Yeah, let's go for 21 pop.
Are we planning on?
Perfect.
អ្នកប្រមាណ
អ្នកបាទអ្នកប្រមូល
Nice, you found his berries. So let's just double check if you see if he's drushing or not. And it looks like he even might have lured a couple of deer.
អ្នកប្រមូល
បាទអ្នកកាប់
ពាក្យបញ្ជាកាប់អស់ចាអ្នកប្រមូល
អ្នកកាប់
Alright, so we're gonna stay 9 on wood with Khmer because obviously we don't use the barracks.
អ្នកសាងសង់
That's perfectly fine. So it looks like he's doing men at arms by the looks of things. Yeah, there you go. You have all the information you need now.
ត្រៀមរួចរា
So basically, what you should do to prepare instead of waiting till they come, small walls on both sides towards your TC.
ប្រមូល
Jesus be.
So as soon as you get the information, just go for the walls.
អ្នក
No point of waiting until he comes and then trying to quick wall.
ខ្ញុំនឹងអ្នកសាងសង់
3 on gold behind
អ្នក
us.
ប្រមូលអូខេ
It looks like it looks like he's doing man-at-arms into some archers. Perfect.
អ្នកសាងសង់
So, and his map doesn't seem like it's that wallable. So our plan is to go with scouts, clear the drush or clear the men-at-arms, and then go for
Ba. Nhạc
the
sang
raiding.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Jesus. Nhạc sang
អ្នកកាប់អុក
Trim rouge roll. Flim flim. Nhạc cặp. Trim rouge roll.
Oh, there's a hole there. He showed it to you. Perfect.
អូខេត្រឹមត្រូវអ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់
Ba. Nhạc sang
អូខេ
song. Flim flim flim. Nhạc sang song. Chom nâng.
Right, go back. You should be fine.
Ba.
បញ្ជា
Nice.
Nhạc sang song. Nhạc sang song.
Okay, just wall up the hole. Wall up the hole.
Nhạc sang
It's fine.
song.
There you go.
Trim rouge roll. Nhạc sang song.
អ្នកប្រមូល
Meanwhile, lost my own scouts.
Yeah.
អ្នកប្រមូល
Trying to be fancy.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Nhạc cặp.
ពាក្យបញ្ជា
Nhạc.
All right, keep seeing farms. So now that his militia can't really do damage, we're gonna actually just go ahead and ignore them and go straight to his base.
Biết bản chí.
អេសួស្ដីអ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកកាប់អុក
Oh.
2
As soon as
scouts
you
or
have
wait
three-
for the third one? Okay.
No, just move out. Just move out. Quickly as possible. Try to snipe his scout and then go for the raid. Or go for the raid. That's fine. Yeah.
អេសួស្ដីអ្នក
All right. Don't forget your houses as well with one bill.
Biết bản chí. Nhạc sang song.
Go.
Nhạc.
Keep seeing those farms though.
Don't I need an archer range first?
Oh yeah, go for the archer range. You already see the archers. Go. Keep making scouts though.
Nhạc cặp.
Careful that bill's low near the stable.
Nhạc prom.
អ្នកជួប
Nice.
ទល់អ្នកសាងសង់អ្នកសាងសង់
Nice, good pick on that archer. Good stuff. But you're losing the scout in front. That's fine. That's why I said just don't try and focus too much on 2 areas. Just focus on one.
Yeah, I
area
clicked
first.
it back. I clicked him back.
No worries, no worries. Alright, get the houses going.
ត្រៀមរួចអ្នកសាងសង់
Yeah, that micro's not needed. It's not gonna win you the game.
Trim avut.
ពាក្យបញ្ជាអ្នកសាងសង់ចាអ្នកប្រមូលអ្នកសាងសង់
Alright, next step is your blacksmith, and you can also start transitioning over to gold slowly.
Ba.
Yeah, so he's gonna go full on archers.
Nhạc sang song.
Try to run around. Try to run here with the scouts. They're not doing much on the front. Let's look around for a hole.
Chom jo.
He might be fully walled, but it's worth
Yeah,
a
I'm
check.
pretty sure. From
And
how
just keep
my-
the scrims defensively.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Basically, the idea is wait for him to move out, and then yeah, it looks like he's fully walled. Wait for him to move out, and then we can kill him with the skirmishes. Yeah. Yeah, he's just camping hill. That's fine.
Nhạc sang song.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Chom jo.
Biết bản chí.
Check your idols though. I got a couple idols there. You need to start clicking that more often.
Nhạc.
Oh, how was the one at the wood? Yeah.
ពាក្យ
Ba.
ពាក្យ
Bản chí.
chomនឹងទៅ
អ្នកសាងសង់
របបរាញា
Perfect.
Nhạc sang song.
ពាក្យបា
Bản chí.
វេលុក
Biết.
Alright, we're gonna want to get archer armor as well. Oh, Vil there, Vil.
របបរាញា
That's a freebie. We take those. Alright, 2 more. Let's get Wilbur after this next fill. Oh my god. He's smurfed on you actually. Okay, careful on the front now with the scrims. Walk back until you get the armor. And you can pull your scouts back as well now. Keep up scrim production.
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់អ្នកសាងសង់
Alright, cool.
Aha.
So now, once you get armor, you can actually fight. So you can actually try and micro this. Oh, you see, he's adding scouts.
អ្នកសាងសង់
Interesting.
ត្រឹមត្រូវអ្នកសាងសង់
Perfect. So now we're pretty much all on the defensive, but he's investing a lot into feudal age. We get the castle faster, and we try to get a lead that way. Once again, just double check your idols when you can.
អូខេអ្នកសាងសង់
Nice. Go. Nice.
អ្នកត្រឹមត្រូវ
Don't idle too long. That's not worth it. Alright, so what you do with the scouts now is go explore the maps. Just split them up and go explore everything. Get more points, scare him into making wrong decisions. Yeah, just split them up. One there, one
What
there.
the?
Nice.
Next step.
Let's pause here. Let's think. Alright, so I think we got a couple options. So we know he's got a stable. I
Did we
think
just
the
lose
best thing to
our
do-
scouts?
No, there's 2 of them running towards the top corner. You lost a couple, but you
No, I
have 2
still
left.
have them. Ah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not 3 relics. Okay, yeah, I have them selected.
Okay. But yeah, so I think we need to go for elite scrim for sure, but we know he's got a stable, so he's most likely gonna mix some knights. So I'm thinking we go for. Do you want to go for 2 stable knights and 1 range scrims, or we can go for 1 stable, 1 range, and we go for eco first. So what do you think?
Well, he
You have
is
2 options.
walled. He has his gold is kind of open, but I think he will get a TC up in time there. So like a lot of castle age pressure will be tough. We have a kind of defensive map. We cannot get a
Okay.
TC at our gold though. So I
Yeah.
think we need to
Maybe
play
another
lots
cross
in
move then.
castle age here.
Yeah, so I'm thinking let's go for 2 stable knights and 1 range skirms. And the idea is to win a big fight and then get try to win some advantage in castle age.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you clicked that beforehand, by the way, so you should have a
Yeah,
decent lead.
I think so as well.
All right, so yeah, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, just scout the map, scout the black stuff, get your score up.
ត្រៀមរួចរាល់ពាក្យញាក់ខំ
ពាក្យបញ្
ញាក់
ជា
ញាក់ជីជ្រេ
ចាអ្នកកាប់
បាទញាក់ខាប់អស់ញាក់
Double check your idols.
អេសួស្ដីធ្វើវាខ្ញុំអ្នកជីដែរ
Victory.
ពាក្យញាក់សាំសង
Mm,
ពាក្យបញ្ជា
I think I spent too
so-
many on gold now.
ត្រៀមរួច
Yeah, just seed farms with them. We're gonna need a lot of farms, so that's fine.
បាទ
You can chop that tree and make a farm there, and you're pretty much set for farms. Alright, so we're seeing that he's not going for any upgrades on the scouts just yet, but he's got +1 armor
ញាក់ប្រមូល
on the archers.
ញាក់ញាក់បាទ
So go for elite scare and bodkin arrow, and then start making the knights.
បាទ
ពាក្យខ្ញុំវេលុបបាទខ្ញុំចូលបាទទីនពាក្យខ្ញុំនឹងវេលុបបាទខ្ញុំចូលពាក្យបាទខ្ញុំចូល
បាទ
That's a nice time from him.
nhạc
Địa
sản
bản
xuất
chế. Về lúc.
nhạc thập nhạc sản xuất nhạc promote
Alright, so you can already start moving out. You have the elite skirms. He's got crossbow knights. You got elite skirm knights. It's gonna depend a lot on the micro, but it's possible for you to win the game, win the fights for sure.
Nô bốp rán nhá. Nô bốp rán nhá. Địa bản chế.
Alright, just have to mind your micro now.
nhạc sản
Bá
xuất
chôm 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 nâng tờ. Về lúc. Bá chôm chôm.
Yeah, go in. Nice.
Về lúc. Nô bốp rán nhá. Chôm chôm tờ. Trima vút.
Forward siege. So we're gonna go 1 TC defense here.
Bá chôm nâng tờ. Trima vút. Bốp múc.
You wanna get your +2 armor on the skirms as quickly as possible as well.
Nô bốp rán nhá. Địa bản chế. Bá.
You can kill that palisade to speak, the weak one. Alright, nice try. Alright, so just mind your skirms now. He's got the knights out. No upgrade so far. We can still kill them easily.
nhạc sản xuất
Nô bốp rán nhá. Trima vút. Nô bốp rán nhá. Địa bản chế.
There we go. We're getting some map control back. So why not send the skirms here first and clear up the siege workshop, clear up the ville?
Ballistics or what's the plan?
Yeah, maybe ballistics would be nice. Go. Alright, so now you got a lot of your upgrades. You got a bigger army. You've cleared the ville. So now group all your army on the front and let's look to try and get a good fight now. Don't forget your bow style as well. That's the next step when you have the resource for it.
nhạc sản xuất
Alright, so you can actually, like, if he's out of position, you could actually dive him. So run the knights in front of the crossbows. Just leave a couple knights to defend. Yeah, there you go.
I think I need to.
Just make sure you have all your army together when you fight. Perfect. He's got ballistics now. You gotta be careful. Back up, back up. Right. We need to win big soon though, so you're gonna have to make some sort of commitment once you get your ballistics. And at home, get your bow style and start booming up slowly. Maybe even look for a TC out here when you can. Get that control of the wood. Alright, start looking for some sort of commitment now. Even get forging or husbandry when the time comes. Alright, good. It's good for you. He wants to attack you. He might have a magnet on his workshop though, so you gotta be careful there. But I would still say look for a fight. Get forging when you can.
nhạc sản xuất
Yeah, he's got the mega now. Yeah, just start hitting his workshop. Start hitting his workshop with the knights. Get forging. Nice. Okay, kill it. Oh, nice. Kill both magnos. Perfect stuff. Nice.
nhạc sản xuất
I think he's trying to get another Mangano.
Seems that way. Alright, looking. This is actually a decent engagement. With some of the scrims, you're gonna micro them and hit the archers.
I'm not getting through.
He one-shot all your knights. We needed a bigger win than that.
You mean a win?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't the best fight, but the problem is there's not much we can do. Like, Civ is just so much better.
Is it worth playing on? I don't think so.
No, yeah, I'm just waiting for your call at this point.
Well,
We can resign. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. This one's not really your fault. Like you did the plays properly. You even invested into castle age. So you didn't die to the push. But he's just able to get the Britain TCs up faster, and he's got the +1 range. So he's got the stronger army and better economy because of his civ. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is not your fault. You still did the right moves,
okay.
and that's just the way it goes sometimes. He gets the better civ, and well, if his map is wallable like it was, there's not much you could do. I like the commitment to the army though. Like you did enough army to at least not die right away, and yeah, you had some chances to win a good fight. It just that he played pretty much perfectly. He didn't give it to you. And you know, it could have been nice actually adding in some scorpions. Now that I think about it, but I don't know if it would have saved. I don't know if it would have saved the game, but it might have helped you clear up the army.
Okay.
All right.
Leary, really happy with your analysis.
Where's Leary?
Okay, getting some sugar water. Back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, go for it. What else to do with Khmer versus Britons though, Larry? Besides just try to survive as much as possible. Alright, how about this? Do you want to try switching the civs so we play Britons versus Khmer and then try to win it like that? Or would you rather go random?
I think random is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the benefit to switching civs is that now you understand how the matchup works and you just lost this, so you know exactly how you lost and what you did.
I kind of knew it before. I think.
What do you mean?
Like yeah,
matchup, yeah.
I kind of knew that like early mid castle would be really tough.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I would never play it that straight up.
You would try to go forward or something, right?
I think I would have played either. What? Where's the last ship? I think I would have played it either forwards. Nah, unlikely to forward actually.
Maybe Tati Rush, like you were saying.
Well, Tataras is more like meme, but
Yeah, it could work though. Honestly, it's not the worst thing.
like heavy fuel age, for example, would have been an option.
Okay.
Like Bloodlines +1 defense and go full ham.
Yeah, but he's fully walled. So it doesn't do much either.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, then tower is gold and such.
Yeah, might have worked. Small chance. Alright, Burmese versus Portuguese. This matchup is a little bit better for you. But it's pretty much even civs, I would say.
I think my lumber camp isn't optimal.
It's not bad. It's not the best though. But you hadn't scouted the woods, so you don't know what it looks like. Alright, so this is how I think we want to play this one. We want to go men at arms into one range skirmishers, and then we want to add late scouts.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Learning something new today. Okay.
Yeah, so basically you go for skirms to counter his archers, and then his likely answer would be to add scouts, and that's why you add scouts as well. So this is something I did versus Hart. I still remember the game. It was me, Burmese, versus him, Ethiopians, and I went man at arms to skirmishers, and then I went for full scouts, and I ended up winning in the late game, but I got a nice advantage. House. Nice, dear. Pretty clean Dark Age.
Well, I had like 4 second ICC at one point, but yeah.
Not
Except
a big
that.
deal. Alright, start getting your sheep ready because your boy's about to run out. Alright, you get your second line grab. I would say get it in the back there. It's like the perfect place in the corner.
There?
Yeah, perfect. Alright, you still need to find out what he's doing though. Still missing that information. Alright, so start moving your men at arms out, and let's try to be aggressive with them this time. Let's try to be us be the one attacking. I would only go for 3, by the way. I would only go for 3.
I think he will most likely go for 4.
Oh, there he is. There he is. You bring your scout back.
That's super bad.
Yeah, he's always the one patrolling first. That's the problem. You can trade with the scout if he comes close.
I will wait for castle. For feudal.
Feudal. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So militia on 1 HP, trying to snipe it. Alright, that's fine. Alright, get your eco together now and start making skirms. You can also pull one off the gold and put it to wood. And so the idea now, we're gonna make one archer to clear the militia or the men at arms, and then go for skirmishers. Yeah, start getting your farms out as well. You need the food eco. I noticed Daniel likes to do this thing where he does the Josh first, and then he goes for he doesn't try to go for men at arms. Alright, defend this top side now. Ah, no, you're fine. Alright, so one archer, show him the archer, and then go for some skirmishers. His scout is really weak as well, so if you see him, try to kill him.
Yeah, he's in the back. I think I want to scout first though, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Alright, so fully wire base, you're sending a bit too much that other wood line. You can start seeding farms now.
Fletching or not?
Yeah, fletching for sure, always.
Well, if we quickly transition into scouts.
No. The idea is to go with skirms first, like trade with his archers, and then go for scouts. Because you want to go nice in castle, basically. Keep making the skirms, and yeah, you can even start patrolling them out, but just make sure it was with one vill fully wall that front. With one vill, and then yeah, go forward with the skirms. Nice, got a scout, perfect. Keep up skirm production, and keep making more farms, and wall the front with one vill.
So at the stable now?
Yeah, stable's good. Keep making some skirm stuff for now. There we go. This is all you. Nice, focus your micro. This is good, this is good. Keep sending the skirms forward as you can. Nice, good stuff. Keep up with production, start making scouts, and funnel everything in there. Alright, when you can, take a few vills off the wood and put them on farms. Oh, you're already doing some on the base, that's good. Drop a couple more farms, and then after wheelbarrow, send vills to gold. Nice, got one more vill, hopefully. Okay, that's fine. Hit his skirmishers, and yeah, you're good. Don't invest too much into the scouts now, because he got his walls off. Alright, idle TC.
Oh, it's actually open in the bottom.
Oh, there you go, yeah. Send everything there. You can even now keep making scouts while it's open.
Shouldn't there
go.
be
So
a low
mistake.
HP villager somewhere? There he is.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
the-
I see it. Nice.
yeah, the
Good
scum
awareness.
will,
Good
the
awareness.
scum will get him.
Cool. Scouts on the skirms and then skirms on the vills. Alright, that tower should not go up. This is where you want to focus your micro. This could win you the game. Ah, he was it. That's fine. So skirms hit the vills and then the scouts.
There's no real low HP build.
It's fine. If you get one hit. Okay, you see a stable now. It's good. You're in a good position. Take one vill, you can get out of there. Perfect. And just move over to the next woodline right there. Or to, yeah, to here. Perfect. Alright, start looking to get the castle age as well. Alright. Nice. Perfect stuff. Nice. Last build and then you click. And maybe just remove yeah, GB with the skirms.
No, I
And
think I need
just-
to suicide. I can never get them home.
Okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. Buy time. I like it. And just yeah, set up 2 stables now. We're gonna go for the aggression. He has a lot of idols. Like he's playing really sloppy right now. With that scout, be annoying. Don't try to lose it right away. Just be annoying. Stall, buy time, and get all your upgrades as well. Horse collar, yeah, perfect. Oh, stone. He's gonna do tower defense. That's perfectly fine. We're going knights anyways. Get the start getting the armor on the knights and the bloodlines, and make a gate on the front when you get time.
How did he get out there?
Perfect. Alright, so you sniped one last bill. So he's got like, you're in a huge lead right now. Perfect. Okay, so he's making more skirms, which is fine. Alright, and with one fill, as soon as you get castle age, not now because he's got map control, as soon as you're sending the first few knights, go forward and make a siege workshop. I would say make it around there to bust into his gold and his woodline. But with the knights, you could already start getting map control, start hitting like the range and stuff.
Instant +2, I assume?
Yeah, +2 right away, a few knights. And with these villas, maybe make a new lumber camp. Don't make it more TCs though. Make a new lumber camp somewhere else like here. There you go. And with these few skirms, scout the whole map. Make your score like 3Ks just to scare him. Alright, get that second lumber. Now the vills that come out of TC onto gold and onto wood. So a few more onto gold and then a couple more onto wood. And send that vill forward to make that siege workshop. Alright, knights forward. Put the gather point here. We're all out attack now. He's on the back foot. You can even get forging, keep seeding the farms.
I think forging is worth it.
I think so, yeah. I mean, we're floating food and we have, when we're only on 1 TC, so it feels like it's the best use of the upgrade right now. Nice. I already start hitting some walls, start sending a message that you're going to be the one attacking here. Oh, is he going? He might go for organ guns here actually,
Yeah, pretty likely.
which is fine. We can break on this side. It's fine, no problem. Alright, if you can't get in, go back and break on this side. Get a mangonel, and we're gonna break on that side. At this point, at home, you're gonna want to start getting your TCs up. So get one on the stone. You're gonna secure the stone, and then get one out here for the gold and the wood. Don't lose. Yeah, okay, nice, you're in. Alright, take that one, Phil. I think there's a monastery behind. So some small aggression with the one mangonel. Sell some food though, yeah. Sell some food. Get your TCs up.
Ah, that was clever by him.
Yeah, he used the scouts. Yeah, he's playing well. He's playing well. Alright, get that Mega now. Perfect. Oh, there's a Vil coming out. Perfect. You take those. Yeah, he's on 1 TC, so we know that. Stuff. Alright. So the Magnos look to hit the organ guns here. Yeah, you're wasting a bit too much units. Keep that next Magno inside the workshop. We're gonna stop pressuring. We want to boom up now and keep making the knights to snipe off the weak organ guns. He's got monks with them now though, so you can just play a bit passive. Again, we have more economy, we have more vills being produced, so focus on that. The idea now is that we need to stay on the front so he's not attacking us. So we attack him so he doesn't hit us. Nice. You can actually, yeah, you can take that one. Go for the monks. Go for the monks first. Yeah. Nice. You're wasting a bit too many mangonels though. That's the only mistake here. Alright, keep making the nets. And balance your economy, more farms.
For CC or not?
No. Almost never for TC. If anything, the push is coming, like he's gonna soon have a lot of organs massed. So we're gonna need to save up for a castle. To secure our position and then we'll be fine. Oh wow, he's even chasing your monks and killing all your monks with the scouts.
Yeah, he's so good at that. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's really nearly man. Honestly, like I built like 6 monks already or something.
And he's got all of them, and he's picked up your mangonels as well. That's the reason why you're not, why your score is below him. At this point, maybe invest into Town Watch just to see what he's up to. Yeah, we're not seeing his army, but keep your knights active on the front. You just patrol them through the middle of the map. Okay, there he is. So now we have vision of him. And you're gonna want to patrol around him. He's gonna want to add siege or some monk push or something to compensate or to work with the organ guns. Don't focus too much on the raids. Just bring everything back and defend.
Yeah, I'm already sending those back. I just got
Cool.
this conversion just started.
Alright, perfect. Just give me a second. Alright, I need a couple seconds if you don't mind.
Oh, fine.
Alright, I'll be right back.
It's actually a good engagement, I believe. Oh, he will get this cast a lot, but still should be pretty good against all the Orleans. Let's get out of here.
Okay, I am back. I would suggest you add a couple more stables because you want to go Cavalier and Trebs and Imp. And then try to boom up and get your farms, get more farms up.
How do I engage this? Or do I not engage this at all?
Wait till Cavalier and then attack in split formation. You should run from that TC and then try to expand somewhere else, like make a lumber camp there. Start traveling down his tasks. And even buy a couple hundred food with the market here. Transition to that gold as well, you're running out of gold. Perfect. So keep making Cavalier and then engage at the last possible second when he's at really deep into your base. One big fight and you can turn it all around. Here. Yeah, wait till he really commits into it. Heading and yeah, he's backing off, which is fine for you. He's starting to add some pikemen now. Traps, gotta keep making Cavalier and keep booming on the sides. Alright, with the Cavalier now, you're gonna try and hit the center. So even if you got a few pikes, you still have more mass, so you're fine. And keep up with the production of Cav. Alright.
Should I go?
Yeah, go. Control then. There we go. Control and then let's see what happens. Try to bait the pikes away if you can. Alright, and then, yeah, I think that's a decent fight to continue taking, actually. That's good. Keep making cav. Really nice fight. You clear the castles. Clear these villas. Alright, I'm gonna pause. Okay, so now you have you just reclaimed map control, but you have a problem. He's got a halberdier and you're still making cavalier. So you need to try and find an answer to the halbs, and also you need to manage your economy. So you've got too much wood. You're just getting access more to gold though. You've got the gold on the north and on the south of your base. So you want to try and retake those golds, make some farms, balance your economy, and find an answer to halbs, which is probably something like Arambai.
Can I not go halves myself? If it's Burmese
Let me
against.
think. Good point. So yeah, halbs and cavalier. Yeah, that sounds like a decent idea. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, balance your economy, make the halbs, make the cav, and then you're good.
Okay.
Go for it. And then redo the trebs and hit the next castle.
Yes.
Make sure you clear all his villas on the front. Punish him a lot for going forward. All right. Alright, so yeah, you're starting to lose to the halbs now, so just regroup your cavalier. He's making arbalest though, so you might have to reconsider the halb switch yourself. You could pause if you need some more time to think. Maybe even some skirmishers would be best. Yeah, I would say even go for skirmishers. Forget about the halbs. Good rating with the cavalier, perfect stuff. Ideally, you need a cast on this hill, so work your way up to that. Cav skirms, cast on the hill. He's getting a castle, push off that goal, that's fine. So as soon as that castle comes up, just run those villas back home. Alright. Yeah, so just run those villas on the front. And yeah, you're fine. Make a couple outposts here, maybe. Get some vision. It feels really awkward to play with no vision. Other than that, you just keep mashing the skirms. And make more ranges. You need like 3 more ranges even. Even a university is missing. Okay, so you want to take the fight on this castle, so bring all your units to pretty much that side. Your cav and your skirms. Stop trying to raid him on this side. He's got 2 castles there, so you can't really do much. So I would say just focus your attack on this side. You're gonna need the cav and pretty much every army you can get. Alright, so you have enough stones to make the castle on the hill would be really nice right now. And yeah, he's looking to move out now. He's looking to move out, so you're gonna have to prepare for a big fight here. Keep the skirm production going and the cavalier production.
Whoa, lag.
Oh. Yeah, you can't make that castle, he's there. But let him react to your trips now, you're the one pushing, so you're fine. Maybe even a castle on this hill would be nice first, and then move to the middle hill. You're missing chemistry, and keep up the spam of cavalier. Careful, you're losing a lot of villas there. Alright, but you're getting the castle on the hill, gonna control that gold, that's really nice. Alright, keep up production and doing pretty well. Good cleanup there. Yeah, look to pinch him here. Start walking the skirms and stuff. Nice. Alright, let's take that gold in the front and start upgrading light cavalry. We're gonna go for hussars and skirm, and then for our gold, we're gonna transition to Arambai slowly. So we're gonna wait to upgrade to hussar skirm. We're gonna stockpile a little bit of gold and then switch to Arambai. Now you work your way up to 200 pop. You have no excuse not to be 200 pop.
Should I take this fight?
Yeah, why not? It's skirms to Sarbalas, why not? Yeah, and your trebs are pushing, so you're not really feeling the pressure here. Alright, get the hussar upgrade and start spamming from a lot of stables. Alright, and also, oh, you need to be careful here, you're losing the trebs. Just unpack them and run away. You need to start making some around by as well. Once you got the hussars going, start making around by and get that cast on the hill like we talked about. Nice. So you get your own bomber cannons if you want to go for them.
I'm already.
Making perfect. Yeah, the trap defense here is perfect, and then yeah, just spend your resources. You're wasting a bit too much army though. You're wasting a bit too much army. You need to back up there. Good trap defense though. Keep up the spam. You can make Cavalier as well if you feel like you need the strong army. Yeah, I would say switch to Cavalier and then keep making the scrims. Nice. He's also switching some light cav of his own, so that's why we need the Arambai switch. Don't lose the cannons, don't lose the cannons. Really important. Keep spamming, it's all about military production.
Why is it lagging so much?
I have no clue.
Seriously, it fits so weird. I can't click anything.
Yeah, it's jitter lag. I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's nothing on my end. I'm perfectly fine here. Alright, we noticed that you lost a lot of your production now, so you're gonna have to rebuild those, and that hill in the middle that I said was so crucial, he actually has control of it now. So it might be a little too late for this game, but maybe we can try and make a comeback. But again, it was like, you need to really get your production up to be able to win these Imperial Age games.
Really, really weird. I think it should be at my end.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's over now. You're dropping your pop too much. GG. Well. Alright, so let's talk about this one. This is actually, honestly, a really good game. I think it showcased a lot of ideas, so I don't know, what do you think? Let's hear it first.
It just felt horrible from minute 45 on.
Okay.
Not really sure.
And
what
why
was
did you
going on.
lost that imp? Because you were winning quite like
I couldn't
comfortably,
click
I would say.
anything anymore. It was like honestly, like it took me endless amount of time to select my archer ranges.
Okay. So just like mechanical things, pretty
Yeah,
much.
like lag things. Like honestly, like maybe we should have saved. I don't
Oh,
want to sound
okay,
salty,
lag
right?
bombs. Okay. No, it's all
I
good, it's
might
all
have
good.
lost it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe in the
But-
end, redemption monks against his SO against his
Bomber
bombard cannons. I maybe
Eh.
should have just played cavaliers.
Yeah, I don't think the monks are the option because his cannons have 12+1 range. They outrange you, and he has arbalest, which can kill the monks
Yeah.
easily. I think where you fell off at Imp, you did a really nice job getting control of that the castle on the right and getting control of that gold. Like that was huge. So you took one big hill, but then there's that one big hill at the front of your base. That's where you needed a castle, and you had control of it for a little bit. But then for some reason you just stopped making army at 160 pop. Like you need to be at 200 pop, spamming hussars, and then you also went for stables on the sides, but you did that before 200 pop, which doesn't really make sense. You only get stables on the side once you get up to like 180, 200 pop comfortably.
Okay.
So you ignored the middle hill, which I told you to get a castle on, and okay, you weren't able to get the castle, which is fine, but you still need to, focus on taking that hill. And you were so close, but you just barely missed it.
No, no.
But like, you see how the early game you had a huge advantage versus a 2k3 player? He even messaged me now. He said he was surprised about your aggression. So there's some good things this game.
Well, he had 2 holes as well, right?
I know, but even without the holes, I think you did enough damage, I would say. What did you think about the Castle HC's workshop? Was it a bit too much? Maybe a bad call?
I think if he's walled, we need the siege work defensively. Because
Defensively? Okay.
yeah, because like we can never pressure him.
I was thinking with Knights and Mangonel, so like you break in with the Knights and then Mangonel behind it to kill the Vills.
No,
But then he got
no,
the
no.
castle up.
Yeah, he always has Organ guns. I will never break him.
Yeah. But I think even with how the game played out, you did a really nice job booming and then defending early imp. So remember, when someone does the castle thing versus you, all you need to do is get to imp faster with one castle, and you get to clear the whole thing. Which is
Yeah.
nice. Like, you did exactly that, which is perfect. I don't know. This game felt like it was well played from both of you, and it was just a close game in the end. That he played the imp better, pretty much. I like this one though. This was really good. But how do you think you can improve your imp gameplay? Because I think before we started the session, I mentioned that you've stopped making armies sometimes. Your production just stops, kind of.
Well, like in this one, it really felt like it feels so weird, right? But
Yeah.
lag made it unplayable.
For sure, for sure. There was quite a bit of lag. But even still, like, lag for both players, and he's still making more army.
Yeah. Well, I should have had stables and archery ranges in 2 different groups. That was pretty
Okay,
bad.
yeah. So some.
That deselecting works if everything runs smoothly, but with
Okay.
this one it was horrible.
Fair enough, fair enough. Why don't you just stick to single queue then when it's not working out? Like, how's your single queue mechanics?
Well, I completely unlearned them, right?
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, it's just maybe a little bit unfortunate with the lag, but try to keep up with the production in general. And I don't know, you seem like pretty solid up to imp. I feel like now your imp gameplay is the stuff you need to work on.
Yeah, well, it was only 1 game, right?
Yeah, for sure, obviously. I don't know. What do you think? Any last thoughts?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. How did you like the man at arms into skirms though? Because that's something you could use a lot if your plan is to go knights. Remember that Magyar game we talked about at the beginning of the session? That's something you could have done as well. You go for the men at arms, you do 1 range skirmishers, and then you go for the scouts.
Yeah, this is skirms into scouts is something I probably never do.
Yeah. And it works. So like a lot of civs, when you want to end up going for knights in castle age, and you don't want to go crossbows, then going for 1 range skirms after good men at arms, and then just transitioning into scouts wall and then two stable knights. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Alright, so I think that pretty much wraps it up for this session. Keep in mind the stuff we worked on at the start with the watching the recs, so like the focus on getting the 3TC before transitioning, production in imp, and planning out the game from Dark Age. So where you want to wall and how you want to play it out. Figure out the best strategy and then just go with it. And even if you lose, at least commit to strategy, pretty much.
Okay.
Alright. Well, sounds good. It's unfortunate we didn't win any games, but I guess just keeping in mind that this is Daniel's like a step above. It's
Didn't
like
we-
me
didn't we
expecting to
win
win
one?
games versus Viper.
No, we didn't win one.
I don't think we won one. We were close
Okay.
to winning this last one, but
Okay, maybe that already felt like a win.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you had it at points, but you just kind of let it slip. But yeah, like don't worry about the losses here because it's like me playing Viper and expecting to win. It's or Leary even. They're just a step above. So you can take games, but you probably won't win most of them. But
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, play a bunch of games this week. I'll watch the ones I can,
I will.
and we'll see you next week then.
Okay. Thanks so much,
All
mate.
right. No worries. Take it easy. Bye bye.
See ya.